All right, we're going to take a look here at Mike Trout, who was AL MVP at one time, maybe a few years ago, and is arguably one of the best players in baseball right now. So let's take a look at some of the things that he does. We're kind of catching him here at his getting ready to put his stride foot down. So he does a little bit of a knee hitch, and then he's going to start to stride out from there. And one thing that you'll notice is his hand position up near his shoulder height, his back elbow near his shoulder height. If I slide back here, kind of lose sight of his foot here in the video, but you'll see that he does, again, knee hitch coming up, and then he's going to start to stride out. And as he starts to stride out, you'll watch his bat kind of start to angle back behind his helmet, behind his head as he does that. So let's come back again here. So foot comes out, bat starts to angle back, elbow still staying at the same height. His hands just kind of start to create an angle there, and he starts to kind of load up in his hands, creates a strong angle of the bat right in that position. That's kind of something that not necessarily all hitters do, but when you look at the guys that are high RBI, power guys hitting a good amount of home runs, they're able to create that angle with their hands. Guys that are typical, more of the Pete Rose-esque guys who are going to be your base hit guys and slapping the ball to different parts of the field, not necessarily power guys. They may not create as much of an angle there, but guys like him, guys like Bryce Harper, and some of the other guys that you see will have that. So he lands inside the front foot. His feet are nice and wide. He's got room for his backside to drive into his front side. And you're going to watch as his front heel comes down into that position right there. That's what we call the shift. So this is going back would be his stance at the very beginning. He starts to get his stride, and then when that front heel hits and his back heel starts to come off the ground, that's what we call that shift. And you'll notice that kind of right when that front heel is about to hit, so right in here, as that front heel starts to hit, his hands are still in that good high position. And it's as that front heel hits and that back knee starts to drive in and that back heel comes off the ground, that his hands, you can almost see it, his hands and his back knee kind of working together just about at the same time. That back elbow starts to come down and slot. Again, not leading in front of the knob at all, though. You see it almost in a perfectly straight line with the knob, that back elbow. So it's kind of high. That back elbow then starts to come in and sits right in line with the knob there. So in that position, he is weight driving into that front leg, and the bat is staying nice and close to his back shoulder here. All right, the bat is kind of on a steep plane here, but as he continues to rotate his lower body, and we'll get to it right about there. So right there, he gets that back foot kind of coming off the ground, back heel fully to the sky. And I always like to see hitters, if I freeze at where their back heel is fully to the sky. Now, if you remember in the Bryce Harper video, his hands were still way up here near his shoulder when his front heel, or I'm sorry, when his back heel was to the sky. So he's creating just a tremendous amount of torque, Bryce Harper. Not as much here in Mike Trout, but equally still good. So he has the bat starting to come down. It's going to start to level out right about, let me slide back a bit, right about there. See that part of the bat, top part of the bat facing backwards, the knob facing out. Still has bend in that front arm. He's got that 90-degree bend in the back arm. He has really good getting his lower body moving through. You can see his back foot coming off the ground, starting to drive in. And then we'll see at the contact point, right hand palm up, left hand palm down. He's got good angle in the back arm, good angle in the front arm. His head, shoulder, hip, and knee are in alignment, coming right down in between his feet. And now we're just going to wait and see that this space in between his arms, when he gets his extension, continues to stay the same. Look at that. He's got that nice space between his arm with the top of the bat facing out towards the pitcher. He's got the lean over the plate. Again, we can't see it from this angle, but he's got very good body lean, stiff front leg, back leg driving into a stiff front leg, and then extending through the ball. And then as he gets up and around his shoulder height, he's holding on with both hands still. Some guys will let go. It really doesn't matter. So we're seeing the back of his jersey. So we know he's getting good upper body rotation through, but it really starts from the ground up. So again, just going backward, watching his foot. Just watch his foot here. I'll see it from this. Start to come out, front foot, back foot starts to drive in, back leg starts to drive in. So you almost watch that back leg and bat kind of working together, driving into that front leg and creating that power through the ball. So there's Mike Trout, and another great swing, and one that definitely is one we should try to work on getting our swing more like. I hope that's helpful for you.